This week, we're joining the folks from Aurora City on some fantastic riding opportunities through Sevier County. The Paiute Trail to bring you some unprecedented views.
Then Steve Human takes a look at Colorado from top to bottom as he follows the annual Pikes Peak Invitational mountain climb.
Finally, Reese Stein is in Flaming Gorge, but this time he's showing off some different views as he joins DWR to go osprey spotting. It's all flying your way right now. At Your Leisure is next. You can see it all now, can't you? I mean, the pavilion,
There it is.
the little playground, and this is
Yes.
going to be all leveled out for the people to park their campers and trailers, and they're just ready to go.
I know. Welcome to At Your Leisure, everybody. I am Rhea Rossi Booth.
And I'm Chad Booth, and we are in the city of Aurora at a place called the West Park, which is about to become the West Park Trailhead Park on the Paiute ATV trail system. This is all the brainchild of the folks here in the city of Aurora. We got the mayor here, we've got members of the city council, and we have the local historian.
Yeah, and these guys they have big brains because this place is so cool the way they laid it out, and what fun it's going to be. I mean, I don't know these people, but I know they're going to be really fun, so I can't wait to get to know you today. But this is such a cool location.
The unique thing about Aurora, of the entire Paiute ATV trail system, there are only two cities that are right on Route number 1. One of them's right over there, Salina, and the other one is Aurora right here. And they want to capitalize on that. They want to invite the good riders down there. You know, the ones that don't like turn on their whips and drive through town in the middle of the night, and the ones who are courteous, and the ones who, you know, don't make new trails and knock down signs and stuff like that.
Those are the people they want here.
No, the good people, not the ones that do all that
no,
stuff.
no,
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
They want, basically,
I
they
got
want our
that.
fans. They want you to come visit here, okay? That's what we're about. And we've got some great rides in store for us today. In fact, we're gonna just take off and get lost in the mountains. You won't believe how scenic this is gonna be, but instead of just sitting here spending time talking about it, let's load up and hit the trail.
You can ride 7 days a week on the Paiute ATV. I mean, we could go somewhere different every day.
We're always looking to improve anything in our city that we can. The opportunity to get a little more infrastructure, you know, get some restrooms and stuff at the West Park, solar lights and stuff, kind of, you know, make it more inviting for families and whatnot to come to our town. I think it's just going to be a really good, safe place for somebody to start their weekend adventure or their week adventure, whatever they want to do.
Because there's no place like it. You can take a different ride every day. You can go anywhere in this state that you want in a day's time and take fantastic rides. No other state in the country has what we have here.
You can see forever up here.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
But don't look to the right, because you'll drive there and there's no more left to drive.
Wow,
Yeah.
that would be one heck of a fall. It is beautiful up here. You talk about panoramic. My gosh.
One of the unique things about the Paiute ATV trail system is a lot of the trails actually run right on the tops of the mountains. And so you just get one spectacular view after another, and you can go as far north as Scipio, or almost.
Right.
And you can go all the way down to Beaver.
Can you imagine? On one little beautiful trail system?
All from beautiful little Aurora, which sits right below us.
There you go. All right, well, we got some more exploring to do, but we'd like you to go with us to our where to.
Ascending to the heights. That's what we tend to think of when talking about Colorado. In this case, though, we're descending to the depths. This is a land of extremes, where you can go from some of the highest places in the country to the lowest, and there is adventure everywhere in between. Today, we're starting here at the top, Pikes Peak, the 14,000-foot pinnacle of the southern Front Range of the Rocky Mountains, where you can look down on the world while, surprisingly, racing to the top of it. Since 1916, the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb has taken racers in cars, motorcycles, even ATVs up into the clouds.
Pikes Peak has such a rich history. Pikes Peak to me is my Indy 500. It's what I look forward to every year. And it's something that I can control because we can build our own car, and it's not we don't have to buy somebody's spec car to come race. You can build your own creation.
That opportunity to build is one of the aspects of the race that has inspired amateurs to try their hand at scaling the peak. The race is open to everyone, and anyone who is interested can make the climb up this steep grade. Now, you won't find all of your adventure here in the thin air, though. As you descend in elevation from Pikes, you come to the small town of Canyon City. This is your middle ground, where ATV trails head out into a more desert environment, or you can explore the old railroad grades of Phantom Canyon. The remnants of eons past can still be found in the dry rocks of this area as well. I toured with Ina Finch from Indian Springs Ranch and found a world I never expected to discover out here among the brush.
All of this was underwater about 12 million years ago. The interesting thing about this is that this is so perfectly preserved, and we've had paleontologists argue how does this look this way?
Those squiggles in the rock are the petrified paths of invertebrates and insects. But what scientists can't figure out is how they were preserved in this way. It's a mystery visitors are invited to solve. To the south of the ranch and the winding paths of Phantom Canyon, we finally reach the bottom. Here, the Arkansas River cuts through the rock and forms the Royal Gorge. Now, an amusement park of sorts has sprung up here, complete with what until recently was the highest suspension bridge in the world.
The bridge was built in about 6 months and by about 80 men with no fatalities, no serious injuries. The bridge platform is actually 996 feet above the Arkansas. Right now we're about 1,178 feet above the Arkansas River on one of the attractions here in the park, which is the aerial tram. We have over 21 ride shows and attractions in the park, including this aerial tram, an incline railway which takes you 1,550 feet down to the bottom of the gorge at a 45-degree angle, which is a tremendous ride.
And that is how you get to the bottom of Colorado, where the Arkansas flows through a tight crevasse. Colorado is a land of adventure and extremes. And whether you're starting at the top in a race car or heading to the bottom by railroad, you're going to find a spring thaw that is unlike anything else in the West. And the Pikes Peak Hill Climb will take place June 22nd through the 27th, and you can sign up to race or volunteer at ppihc.com. From a mile high and still at the bottom, I'm Stephen Heumann for At Your Leisure.
Where is Aurora, Utah? That's a good question. But here's a better one. Why should Aurora, Utah be your next destination? Some people will ask, where can I go on my next adventure? A better question is, how far can I go on my next adventure? In Aurora, the answer is as far as your gas tank will take you. Aurora, all 570 in the heart of central Utah. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
The world food supply is something you don't think much about, but you probably should. The availability of beef is going to be low next year, so rather than pay high store prices, why not consider buying a quarter or half beef from butter-steaks.com. It's premium beef from Yardley, and it is delicious. Stock up now at butter-steaks.com before the prices rise.
When you're ready for adventure, fuel your machine with Clear 91. Fuel for performance, fuel for adventure, and fuel for the long haul. Ethanol-free, 91 octane. Fill up with Clear 91. only available at Eagles Landing. With you for the long haul.
Jorgensen's Power Sports is overflowing with trailers. Whatever you want, we have it, and they're priced to sell. We have RVs, snowmobile, horse, boat, ATV, utility and enclosed trailers in all shapes and sizes and for every budget. Come walk through our fully stocked lots in Richfield, Utah, or shop our online inventory at jhsport.com. Call or text at 435-896-6408. Jorgensen's Power Sports in Richfield, Utah, your friendly neighborhood trailer dealer.
Hi, welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're out here at Stedman's. I'm with Russ Stedman. I'm Brett Hermanson. We're checking out electric bikes. They got the new Baku. They're a Utah-based company, and they've got all kinds of neat stuff. They've got a new trailer that for carrying like coolers, tents. If you go out hunting, you hitch this to the back of your bike and drag your stuff in.
Absolutely. You can get up where other people can't. You know, you got your rack on the back. They have a fishing pole holder. You got little saddlebags on here. Really cool bikes. We've been out testing them all summer. I love the bikes, but they have a few new products like the trailer. They've got these new scooters, which are totally off-road scooters. These things are fun as heck.
This one has full suspension. I love that.
Yep. You still got the racks. You still have the throttle. They're fully electric. And so, again, if you want to go on a trail, but you can't take those little scooters that have little tiny tires, this is an off-road tire, so it'll get you.
And these do have the 750 watt motors, so they can push somebody of size up the trail.
And they have different battery sizes too. That's what's great, is if you want to go longer distance, you just spend a little bit more money and get a heavy duty battery. So they're all interchangeable that way. Great. But they also have a brand new product that I know you're pretty excited about. We're gonna go test it in a minute. Let's go check this out.
This little bad boy over here is what we're looking at. This is basically a dirt bike that's electric. This one also has a transmission.
It's cool.
It's full suspension. It really goes.
We've been testing it. I've let some customers ride it. Some of my employees have gone out riding it. Everyone comes back with a big grin on their face.
Well, I've already got the grin and I haven't even ridden it.
It's like anybody that's ridden anything electric, it's instant power, you know. But you're riding a motorcycle and it just gives you that instant grin on your face, you know. The only thing I have a problem with is I think they need to make a sound in here, because this just doesn't quite do it for me. I want it to go ring, ring, ring.
Yeah, that's a little.
But it's way cool. We're gonna go out and test it here in a bit. It's got a nice low seat height, so it doesn't have a ton of travel and suspension. What they're kind of gone with here is something that everybody could ride if you're going camping, you know, but where you're limited on pedal bikes or even the electric bikes, this gives you that motorcycle feel.
I like it.
A little different.
This is nice. And this has about the height of, say, that 140?
Yeah, it's a pretty small seat height. It's not tall, so I'm short and I can sit on this flat-footed, so it's a fairly low seat height, you know.
Good manageable bike. You can really throw it around. And
good looking too. They've done. I mean, this is their first shot at it. That's what I love about Baku. They're not afraid to be inventive and say, hey, let's try this. They reached out to me a couple months ago and said, would you be interested? And I said, heavens, yes. I want to go ride an electric bike. Who doesn't? Gosh dang, he's been gone a long time. I wonder if I'm going to get my bike back. Oh, there he is. Dude. Obviously you had fun.
This thing's a riot. I love it.
Okay, I'm going to trade. I'm done on the scooter. I want to go back on that. I'm going to go grab my helmet.
Come down to Stedman's, check this thing out. It's great. And more At Your Leisure after this.
Utah is known for its mountains, but there aren't a lot of mountains that offer you adventure like this. Here in Hanksville, we're home to the Henry Mountains. Trails branch off toward hidden bluffs, and bison roam free as if you've traveled back to the days of the pioneers. Come to Hanksville and discover the Henry Mountains. Hanksville, Utah, your base camp for thrills.
It's time to save big during the Yamaha Let's Ride sales event. with rates as low as 3.99 APR for 36 months on every single Yamaha motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side. So visit your local Yamaha dealer today to save. Then, let's ride.
Get your new Yamaha at Stedman's Recreation. Ride hard, play hard. Stedmans.net.
Unexplored. Does it mean riding the same trails as everyone else? Fishing the same lakes? Stopping at the same views? No. Unexplored is so much more. To find it, you need to get off the beaten path. In the northeast corner of Utah, you and your family can still find a land that's unexplored. The shores of Flaming Gorge are only the beginning of a family adventure in Daggett County. Daggett County, Utah. It's what you find at the end of your adventure.
At Your Leisure has a long-standing reputation and a large, loyal audience of adventurers in the outdoors. Although we're excited to continue to grow and enjoy the shared success of our longtime sponsors, we have space for more. And if you have a brand that would benefit from the 2 decades of goodwill that we've built, contact us at AYLTV.com and let us amplify your voice above the competition. All right, it's like a riddle, but somewhere out there in that rainstorm, it's the tale of 2 cities.
Explain, what do you mean?
Well, you know, Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
Okay, Aurora,
Yep.
sunshine.
Oh.
Fillmore, rain.
East meets west.
Exactly. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are on top of an area called the Pavant, which I know from clairvoyancy, because I'm a savant, that we're on the Pavant. How's that?
You're self-proclaimed.
Yes, definitely self-proclaimed.
This is the first I've heard of any of this. This is beautiful up here. I mean, the breeze is fabulous. The geography is incredible. The greenery is just like in your face, beautiful. I love it.
I expected on top of this mountain with the wind blowing that she was going to like throw her habit off and swirl around and sing The Sound of Music. Because
the hills are alive.
She is, after all, an authentic Fräulein Maria.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I'm a Frau now. Unsadly, I'm a Frau. Those Fräulein days are over.
Anyway, the Paiute ATV trail system is big. And while Aurora is one of the great starting points, when you start there, the ending points are countless.
I think there's some places that you can get to out of Aurora that are kind of off the beaten path a little bit, you know, stuff that you're not going to run into hundreds of bikes on and stuff. We've only come to the west side of town, and you know, there's hundreds and hundreds of miles on the other side of the valley that we can go to, or just drive right out of town.
Between the trails for the side-by-sides and ATVs, you've got your hiking and biking trails, and then you've got your equine trails. We've got every trail you can think of in our area that people can hit, and we've just got it all.
You know, Rhea, most people that ride and they think of the Paiute ATV trail system, they do the bottom end of the figure 8.
The south end.
The south end. Not that many people do the top end that we're on today.
Yeah.
And they're missing so much up here.
They really are. You guys, it is so gorgeous up here. Seriously.
It is pastoral. It's the only way I can describe this. It is pastoral because you have these large sweeps and stands of aspen and the pine trees above them. And then you have these naturally occurring meadows.
Right.
Which is what a healthy forest should look like.
Absolutely. Every single forest in the nation should look like this. It's so beautiful. You know what? And your eyes look so green right now. If you guys can see how green his eyes look, I think it's the trees like reflecting off your eyes.
I'm becoming an environmentalist.
Oh, they're lovely.
Right now, it's time for us to go to this week's Along the Way.
I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure, along the way at Flaming Gorge Reservoir, looking at
osprey. Now, 60 years ago, you may not have seen osprey here. They were all but eradicated by DDT. Today, they've made an astounding comeback.
Today we are out hosting the annual Osprey Watch at Flaming Gorge. It's one of the largest concentrations of osprey that you're going to see in the state of Utah. It's an opportunity for us to allow the public to come out, interact with wildlife, and give them an opportunity to talk to biologists one-on-one, where we can see osprey in the act of fishing, in the act of being on their nest this summer, and just enjoy one of Utah's great resources.
Their nest is kind of a long way off, but with a spotting scope, Julie Wild gets a great look.
I see 3 little osprey chicks. They're not very little though. They're pretty big for chicks. And in that nest on top of that rock over there, it's pretty awesome.
Osprey are large raptors that love hanging out with the boaters at Flaming Gorge.
Osprey are easy to spot. They have that beautiful, like whitish head with a brown stripe in their eye, bright yellow eyes, and then they have that mottled color of brown and white throughout their body, white underneath.
Osprey are huge. With a wingspan over 5 feet, the bird is larger than other hawks.
They are big, and people do confuse them with bald eagles, but for the most part, we don't have as many bald eagles here up and around the gorge as you're going to see osprey. So in the 60s, osprey were almost eradicated. They ran into the same constraints that bald eagles did with DDT, and when DDT became an issue, eggshells thin in the nests, and we had a population decline. Now, we're sitting in one of the largest concentrations of osprey in the state of Utah.
After DDT was banned in the early 70s, the gorge osprey was among the first birds to bounce back. They spread across the state quickly, and today osprey are often visible on nests placed on tall poles near lakes and rivers. Great fisherman, this parent brings dinner to his hungry family.
We have the Flaming Gorge, which provides a lot of fish for the osprey, and that's one of their main sources of prey.
And the adult immediately heads back for more. His growing brood needs lots of food. This popular Flaming Gorge event draws dozens of visitors from as far off as Salt Lake.
Just looking out on the scope today, and that was seeing the little ones in the nest, I've never seen that before. So coming up here today has been awesome.
Ellie is ready with her binocs to catch a glimpse of the birds, and not just osprey.
Besides the osprey, which the event was about, we get to see a lot of herons too, and a heron rookery. So you get an added bonus coming here to see the osprey. And we've seen a lot of herons flying around. We've seen their nests, plus the osprey where they have the young not quite ready to fledge.
Flaming Gorge is one of northern Utah's most popular spots for fishing and all water sports. And now the dramatic recovery of osprey just shows what man can do to protect sensitive species and help save a portion of the natural world.
They are charismatic, they are colorful, they're very vocal, and so they're just one of the coolest birds that you can see, not just in Utah, but in other parts of the world.
Reese Stein at your leisure along the way at Flaming Gorge Reservoir.
Join AYL and Stedman's Recreation for the Red, White, and Road event on September 9th and 10th, along one of the most scenic roads in the country, Highway 12. Register now for $70 on AYLTV.com and get the ride, lunch, and dinner by the award-winning barbecue chef, Anthony Lujan. Come and enjoy the freedom of the road. Spaces are limited, so sign up now.
What would your perfect day in Green River look like? You'd probably start with a few good friends and a hearty breakfast. From there, you'd hit the trails along the Green River and find things you never expected. Your OHVs would take you to places both striking and serene. You'd end at Ray's for a burger and good conversation, letting the memories grow long into the night. Green River, Utah. Ride your perfect today.
Wondering where your next OHV adventure will take you? Outsiders Utah has your answer with downloadable GPS routes, ride times, distance, local amenities, and other details. 360 street views of the trails that let you explore before you go, and more. Eliminate the guesswork and uncertainty and find a trail you'll love. Visit outsidersutah.com and see the trail before you ride the trail.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are out here in the splendor of the Quakies.
Now, at the beginning of the show, we told you the midpoint between 2 points is a real reward. Okay, this is it. This is a little cabin that is along the road if you take off of Route 1 and head to Coffee Peak. Now, I don't know the story behind that yet, but I'm going to stop and have a coffee break and find out. Anyway, this little cabin is off just a little teeny tiny side road, and it's about a mile down here, and it is just a beautiful historic homestead. And it's just remarkable pictures.
Oh my gosh. I mean, this is like, you talk about photo ops. Everywhere you look, it is beautiful. We're in this beautiful little bowl, and it's super green, and it's cool. And
now, if you had one of those ATV trailers like that Russ Stedman has, those that we borrowed for our maple, you could come up here and set up camp, because you don't want to stay in that. And just, it would be a pastoral setting.
No, really, it's a beautiful place to bring family and friends, or just come by yourself.
That's true. Right now, let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, Scott and Tanya are taking us on a classy ride as they join the folks from Salt Lake City Motor Cars as they show off an eye-catching way to buzz around town.
Then, the AYL team is headed back to Aurora to show you that the riding fun is never ending when you're venturing on some of the little-known parts of the Paiute Trail.
Finally, we're joining Anthony Lujan on a food truck mission as he takes us behind the scenes at Grove Station in Pleasant Grove.
And don't forget that the annual Red, White, and Road event is right around the corner. Registration is limited to 50 bikes, so hurry and sign up now at AYLTV.com because we want you to come with us.
Also, we want to remind you that AYL has got some exciting news coming up, and we're offering you a chance to get involved. Have you always wanted to see the AYL cruise trip itinerary? We're going to show you how to get the inside scoop very soon. Stay tuned to find out more info.
We have had a blast today. I never knew people would be so much fun that lived in Aurora. I mean, it's a friendly enough town. I've never gotten a speeding ticket there yet. No, it's been a great day. And Rhea, look around you. Doesn't this kind of remind you of something?
Yeah, like our first date.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in Salt Lake County. Not out here.
It wasn't here.
But this is absolutely beautiful. And you guys you're so blessed to live in such a lovely area, and you take advantage of it, which is cool. And you bring your families out here, right?
Yeah, and we're not going to tell you exactly where this is, but you know where we've been riding today, so you'll have to come out and find this little spot.
You'll find it if you keep tooling around.
Right, on legal routes.
Yeah.
So, as we say every week, just remember there is adventure and discovery around every bend.
Just got to get out there and create your own adventure at your leisure in Aurora.